Yo, 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 yo. What's up, good people? Here we are. It's Sunday. I'm on my Sunday drive. We were riding with him. I think that's what I'm going to call the blog. Riding with him. So on today's episode, first of all, I'm going to meet with my homeboy, my brother. We have a business meeting every Sunday on this startup that we're starting up called DevU. You should check us out, DevU.org. That's the Instagram handle, DevU.org. Check that out. Please, please, please. But in the meantime, let's talk about today. What's on my mind today? So today I've been thinking about this idea of rejection and what's that done for me and how it's played a role in my life. And when I think of rejection, I think of the fact that rejection is inevitable, right? You cannot avoid rejection unless you just avoid talking to people. So it's inevitable. And I say that only to say that rejection is one of those things you deal with, right? And so you have no choice as to whether or when you're going to be rejected. But what you do have is the choice on how you handle that. And that's every situation in life. So I was browsing through my archives of memories and I was thinking, what has rejection done to me? When was like my earliest moments of being rejected? And I remember the first time I felt some sense of rejection or that just sticks out was in elementary, and I was dating this girl. Her name was Wendy Newbecker. Shouts out to Wendy Newbecker. Actually, we just became Facebook friends recently, within the last couple of years. But so we were dating, kicking it in elementary, whatever that meant. And I remember that our neighborhood had like this divide. And I lived in the houses, and on one side of the neighborhood, you had the projects, and on the other side of the neighborhood, you had the trailer parks. And Wendy lived over in the trailer parks. And we had been kicking it for, a few weeks, which in those times, when you're a kid, a few weeks seems like forever. We committed. It's a long distance, or this a long committed relationship, right? And so we had been kicking it for a few weeks, and I remember it being like a Thursday or Friday, and Wendy wasn't in class. And I was like, it's not like Wendy not to be in class. So I rush home after school, and I hop on my bike and I ride up to the trailer park, and I go to where Wendy lives because we've kicked it in our neighborhood. So I go to where Wendy's live, and the plot where her trailer would be, like the whole trailer is gone, and I'm baffled. I'm like, first of all, I didn't even know these things could do that. Like, I just thought this was just like a house. It's permanent. And the second thing was that like dang, Wendy, you couldn't even hit me up. You couldn't let a brother know that you were not only moving, but you were going to take the whole trailer. Like, so that was my first, at least one of the times that stick out. But I just wanted to tell you guys that the real story is this. So it was my freshman year in high school, and homecoming was coming up, and I was dating this young lady, Joanna Stringer. We're Facebook friends. But I was dating Joanna Stringer, and we had been kicking it for maybe a month at this time. So again, a month in high school years Feels like things are going somewhere. So homecoming was coming up, and everybody was getting excited, but I really had no intentions on going to homecoming. The main reason was because I had nothing to wear, and everybody tries to do it big for homecoming. Like people were getting cars and limos and going out to eat, and like I just didn't have that. We couldn't do that. So I was like, if I can't get the full experience, then why should I even go? So I told my girl and I was like, hey, look, I'm not going to homecoming, but you know, no sweat if you do. Do your thing, enjoy. So she decided that she was going to go, which was cool. I dug it. Then my parents caught wind of the whole homecoming thing, and they're like, Junior, that's what they call me. You don't call me that, but they're like, Junior, why you not going to the homecoming? Like, what's up with that? I was like, well, I ain't got nothing to wear. And my mom was like, nah, that's an excuse. Look, we gonna get something out your dad's closet. And I was like, oh shit, I get access to the closet? And I said this in the previous video. My dad was a dresser, and he gave nobody access to the closet. I mean, that was his. That was sacred. And so I was like, all right. So I go in and I go into the closet, and I mean, he old school. So like everything is in its own individual like bag, right? Like the little suit bag, and he got the little leather roll up joint, the travel joint, and everything's is all nice and neat and color coded throughout. He got the summer get ups, and then he go all the way to the winter get ups, and he got the super snazzy get ups. So I'm combing through, and I hit this white suit, and I was like, ah, ha, ha. They don't want to see me in this white. They don't want to see me. So I pull out the white suit and it's leather. And I was like, oh my God. Like, Mom, can I do this? She was like, oh yeah, you gonna look good in that. So I go further into looking at the suit, and so the top is this white leather jacket, and the bottoms is like this white leather overalls. And I was like, oh my goodness. They they not ready. They wasn't. And it came with a white leather hat. Oh, I was gonna be stunting. So I'm excited. At this point, I'm like, okay, maybe this will be fun. So I make sure, I'm laced up, everything's looking right, and I'm like, all right. So she doesn't know that I'm coming, so this is gonna be a surprise. And so I'm like, all right, let's make this a thing, because I'm a romantic, or at least I was a hopeless romantic. So I go out, I go to the dollar store because I got a few dollars, and I like to make things I like to be intentional, and I like to make things mean something and be symbolic. So I'm like, all right. So we've been together for about 1, 2, 3 months. Okay, it was 3 months at that time. So I remember buying 3 roses specifically because one for each month, right? So I get 2 regular roses, and then I find out they have these roses with perfume inside, and I'm like, oh, ooh, changing the game up with these. I mean, it's dollar store perfume, so I don't know what I was really doing, but grabbed them up, grabbed the card, wrote a little romantic message in it. I'm geeked. I'm like, Moms, I'm ready. Let's go. So my mom take me up to the school, and you see all the cars, and you see people getting out, and it's like like the red carpet, paparazzi. So I'm like, Mom, no, you're not pulling me up there with them. Look, this is what we're gonna do. Let me out back here. And then when somebody, like when a big group gets out, I'm gonna just swoop in and act like I'm with them. So that's what happened. My mom's dropping me off. I get out, a big group gets out, and I'm just sitting there with the crowd with them and walking. And it just, it felt like I had got out that car. So it was good. I get in, a couple people are like, oh. "Oh, H, you made it." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here." Uh, and I'm looking for my girl. And right before I get into the gymnasium, which is where the dance was gonna be at, I see her, and she sees me, and I walk up to her, and I'm like, "Hey, uh, I know I said I wouldn't be here, but I got these for you. Figured I'd surprise you." So I gave her the roses, and I gave her the card, and she didn't seem as excited as I pictured her being in my head. It almost felt like she was a little disappointed that I was there, and I was like, okay, maybe it's just me. I'm in my head. I'm tripping. So right before we go in, she pulled me to the side again. Actually, no, we were in. Once we got in, she pulls me to the side again, and she's like, "Look, I don't know how to tell you this, but I don't think this is gonna work out." I'm like, "What? You you breaking up with me at homecoming though? Like this is the most inopportune time, but I so we have all been rejected, but there is no rejection like somebody you think that you kicking it with close rejecting you. Heartbreak is a mother, I tell you. But in that moment, I had two choices. I could have put my head down. I could have left. I could have just been disappointed and down on myself. Or I could remember that I'm in this fly ass leather jumpsuit and I come to have a good time. And I'm not about to waste this experience because she decided that she wasn't ready for all of this. And so I did. I got up in there, mingled with a couple of the fellas. Then a couple of ladies was like, "Hey, he just got broke up with." I was like, "Yeah, I did." So I leveraged that. And before you know it, I was dancing with everybody throughout the night. And it was a beautiful time. And I did not regret coming. And at the end of the night, I had forgot that I even had a girlfriend at at the beginning of the night. And so I only tell that story again just to illustrate that look, rejection is going to come in your job, in your personal life, but don't take it as a setback. It's an opportunity, right? You may have missed something that wasn't meant for you. That's a way of God telling you, look, this ain't your path. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and do this instead. But most importantly, it's all about your mentality. Twist that shit and make it work for you. All right, I'm gonna have to get up off of here because this using my GPS and I don't know where I'm going. So until next time, people, I holla.